Okay, here we go.
Delicious.
I want to go down the steps. Okay, it's literally for DLC.
Have you seen that Saurian living upstairs? Maurice. Tanny says he is here in peace, but I don't believe that for a second. I see how he looks at the humans aboard. He's hungry, and I think he's been eating people. I saw him dragging a bag up to his den. A human-sized bag. Go see what you can find, Vault Hunter.
No! I already told you, I'm not doing that.
I sure could notice this. Delicious.
Ninja, thank you for following on Twitch. Hope you're doing good today.
Not sure why they included the turret.
Platform I am playing on PC.
You will accept Maurice's help with this task.
Really? Thanks so much. You're the best, Maurice.
Maurice was helping someone? Nah, that can't be right.
You know, honestly, Ninja, until I get to know somebody, I don't usually play with people who just pop in. You know, it's nothing against you. Just, in the past, that has caused a huge issue for me. Yeah, so I tend to not do that, but, you know, hang around the stream and stuff, and eventually we'll get to that point. But, how you doing today?
$1 for a dance, $1 for a dance. Don't worry, I ain't a cannibal.
You know, I feel like I'm weird for that, though, right? Like enough people do that I'm like, am I weird because I don't? How am I supposed to get any higher? I mean, at 2,000 followers, nice. That's awesome. I'm not a good streamer, but you know, it's okay. Access your phone number so you can't access anymore. That really sucks.
Sorry guys, Larry's brunch is canceled this week.
Have you been trying to rebuild that following?
Eggs from the Eunomian time wasp to the batter. The biscuits will emerge from the kiln, fluffy and buttery. Wow, thanks, Maurice.
No,
You're the
just kind of
best.
gave it up.
Hey everyone.
Nah, your
Maurice
internet isn't
saved
good at the
Larry's
moment.
brunch.
Gotcha.
No.
Still, that
This is all
sucks.
wrong.
That
Maurice
sucks.
is a Saurian,
Especially if
a
you were
cold-blooded killer. He's
building
got to
and
be up to something.
enjoying yourself. Because that's like the biggest thing, right? Like, you gotta enjoy it. I've seen too many people who, for lack of a better description, aren't successful, but they stress way too much about it. And I'm just over here like, derp-a-derp, I'm just playing my games. am getting lost. No, no, I'm not. I'm on the right track. There we go. I'm not that worried about it. I've unfortunately already... I think I had my moment, and then I killed the trajectory, so... Yeah, that was the thing. But it is what it is. I was growing fairly steadily, and then I had to stop streaming as much. So that was completely my fault, but you know, it is what it is. I'm trying to kind of get back to it.
You will hide it better next time.
At least back to streaming every day, at least for a little bit. My problem is, my biggest problem is, I never play the right games at the right times. So I can't.
I have to think, Vault Hunter. Give me a moment.
Vault Hunter.
It's hard to get
Smelled your
the following.
You will come
Because I can't buy like the newest, latest, greatest game or anything. And sometimes that's all people want. And even then, the competition is hella strong. But it is what it is. Again, ultimately, you know, I don't have a lot of viewers, but I do have regulars. I used to anyway. Not so much these days, I suppose. But
Warmonger Marcus has distrust for Maurice. This is understandable.
they generally show
Maurice
up and
is
they're
on a
pretty
mission of
awesome.
peace, and this is a threat to business. You will bring to Marcus.
Can we get Tiny Tina Wonderlands? You know, I don't know. I don't know. I didn't play the other one, the DLC one. I've got it. I got it for free, but I haven't played it even to figure out if I want to. Borderlands is a weird one for me, right? Like, the only reason I bought Borderlands 3 is because I've got a friend that I wanted to play games with. And he was like, yo, Borderlands 3. And I'm going, I don't have that. But it was on sale for like 12 bucks. So, you know what? We'll give him the good luck totem.
Yes. Perfect. Warmonger Marcus. You will take it to him.
So, yeah, I don't know if I'm interested enough yet. I might. But I haven't decided, like, I'm not.
A present from Maurice? Ah, look at the fumes coming off of that box. Get it away. Put it
Like,
over
I'm
there.
not a Borderlands streamer, right? It's only 40 bucks. Yeah, it's not bad, but
Ha!
I've just bought a house. I'm trying to pay for a wedding this year. So I kind of got to watch my money, too.
Melt my face off. Maurice tried to kill me. I knew he was up to no good. Ah, what a relief. The last thing I could stand is to have someone nice on board. Ugh. This place only holds together because we all might kill each other at a moment's notice. Thanks for investigating, Vault Hunter.
A face-melting success. Warmonger Marcus only respects strength and fears warmth. Though Maurice is here in peace, he knows well the diplomacy of the Claw.
Who?
You will know Maurice's appreciation.
Oh, who proposed? No, that's not too personal. I did. I love talking about it. Me and my fiance, we've been together but 2 years, and it was her birthday, and I decided I'm gonna propose to her for her birthday. So I paid for a trip, and we went to Key West, Florida, and I got a sunset dinner cruise booked. And it was supposed to be all beautiful and pretty and stuff, and it wasn't. It was a overcast day, and the water was choppy and shit, and somebody on the boat puked. And I got a lady that was there I was like, hey, you know, I looked at my fiance, and I said, hey, let's get a picture of this, because we didn't have too many pictures of us together, because it was just me, her, and I, you know, and you have to ask somebody else to get a picture taken at that point, right? So I said, let me ask that lady. So I go to this lady who's standing nearby, and I say, hey, I'm about ready to ask her to marry me. And I'm kind of showing her my phone how to work the camera. And she just goes, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. I'm like, it's cool. It's fine. I just need you to take pictures, please. I'm about ready to ask her to marry me. Just like, start any time. You can do this. I believe in you. And this lady is freaking out, and I do not remember her name. And I hate that I don't remember her name, but I do remember. She was from north of Dallas, Texas. So that's how we've always kind of referred to her when we tell the story, is we call her North Dallas. And so I sit next to my fiance, and, you know, we're just kind of taking this picture, and I'm fumbling around in my pocket, and I pull out this box, and I open it, and I say, will you marry me? And she looks at the ring, and she looks at me, and she looks at the ring, and she smiles and goes, are you serious? And I lost my shit. Because I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? Am I serious? Oh my God. I was so mad. But it turned out fine. Yeah, it was in a good way. She did say yes once she realized what was going on. She was just super surprised, and I'm glad that I was able to surprise her, because oftentimes I can't. And come to find out later, she was kind of onto it. She thought something might be going on, but she wasn't sure what, just because I had been acting a little funny, trying to hide this ring and stuff. And yeah, so she said yes. We went back to the cute little bed and breakfast and had all the sex, and then finished out our vacation as people who were betrothed, newlyweds. So, not newlyweds, but... Oh, thank you. I love the story. I do, and I tell it better in person. There's lots of hand gestures. I can be loud. She's currently sleeping, but yeah, she's pretty awesome, and she was absolutely worth all of it. So, yeah.
Drop pods ready when you are, VH.
It's a good thing I can't feel boredom because yowza.
It's like weird functioning adult Twitch stories, right? Like
Don't worry, I ain't a cannibal.
well, thank you. I'm glad you enjoyed the story. I enjoyed it as well. She's super awesome, and she deserves a much better proposal than what I was able to give, but she's happy with that one, and she likes when I tell it anyway. But yeah, it's a thing. So that was last August, and this September we're gonna get married. So yeah. And we just bought a house last year, so we're like building this life together, and it's really awesome. And I'm fucking 40 years old. I'm 42. So if you're ever sitting around and like, oh my God, life sucks, I'm never gonna have my stuff together, then you just go, you know what? Fucking this dude is 42. He bought a house, proposed to an amazing, wonderful partner, and is super happy. Sure, you turned 21? Nice. God, I don't even remember being 21. That was so long ago, but more power to you. I'm not jealous at all. Haha. Oh, that's awesome.
You're
Just,
here.
you know,
Right in time for a fight.
don't go too heavy on your
Come
birthday.
find me in the market quarter.
That's
A
the best I
battalion
got
of
for
Malawan
you.
troops are trampling my home, and I'd appreciate some help. You know, killing them.
So, tell me about you, ninja. What's new? So normally, don't really drink, I smoke. Well, don't smoke too much either. And don't get caught with it, depending on what state you're in. Or country, I suppose. What was I going to say? Shit. Okay, so we do a thing here. And this is something normally I always pester, especially my regular viewers who do show up pretty often when they show up. And that's, hey, you know what? Tell me one good thing today. One good thing about today. And then I'll leave you alone. Clearly, you live in Nebraska, so that sounds boring as fuck. Viewing my amazing stream. Alright, now you're just pandering, and while I do appreciate that, and my ego loves it, give me something else. The best, I don't know about that. I am the internet dad
Nice to have someone else here besides my apprentice
Twitch.
who hasn't taken an oath
I tell
of
people to
non-violence.
do their homework and brush their teeth before they go to bed and shit. Which is not a joke, I've literally done that. It led to a very weird joke. I didn't like it. It made me feel really awkward. So that stopped.
Let's have it.
Sounds good, Ninja. Well, thanks for stopping by, and thank you for the follow. I do appreciate that. Have a good rest of your day, man. Take it easy. Finally blow up? Jesus. I love that that guy had high hopes. He went in, thought he was going to be a badass and all awesome.
One assassination on the house.
Clear out those troops. I'll be there soon. Just laying out some karmic realignment.
God, I feel like the audio's got to be way high on this, right? Nobody said anything yesterday, but I think I'm going to turn it down a little bit. It just seems really fucking loud. Doll sent me mail. It wasn't letting me pick up the mail yesterday, which was very disappointing. Why does that look like a sword? What? It totally looked like a sword. Oh, I do love this gun, but I'm gonna need something with a little bit more ammo later on, a little more kick to it. You know what I mean to say, a little more kick. This is actually fine, but And I'm also like, what the hell am I missing? That'd be kind of a cool place to take a shit, let's be honest. I don't think I can reach any of those from here, though. Oh, I was wrong. I was wrong.
First time I
Alright.
saw Siren was my trip to Athena's,
Hey.
and she was the queen. See, after I found the vault, Atlas paid me a buttload to lead a peace envoy. Later, I found out those bastards had slipped some spies into the envoy.
Ben, how you doing, buddy? If it's a little too public of a told it to me. Yeah, but imagine how freeing that would be, right? Like, your most intimate, embarrassing moment in life, you know? And now it's out there in the world. Now what do you have to be embarrassed about anymore? You know, like, everything's just kind of out there now. It's like, and I ain't gonna lie, sex in a public place is awesome. Not quite that public. I don't want an audience per se, but you know, outside in the air, it's awesome. I recommend it. Hey, how you doing, Ben? Dude comes out with a fucking lightsaber. I don't give a shit. My phase lock and load. I do hate that the cutscenes are all at like 30 frames per second, by the way. It sucks.
So you're kicking ass with the Raiders. Guess Lilith had to replace me eventually. Ready for some more action?
I was born kicking ass, and I'll die kicking ass.
Anyway, Ben, you know the drill.
Thought so.
Tell me something good,
Follow
buddy.
me. We'll meet up with my apprentice, if she hasn't gotten herself killed. The fragment's sealed inside an Iridian anchor hold. The whole monastery was built around it by monks who think it's sacred. Maybe it is, but right now, it's attracting the wrong kind of attention. I came back from Pandora.
Storm on
to
your ride
protect
back
this
home,
place.
so it could be better.
It was working out
Oof,
pretty
that
good
sucks. What kind of
until
storm? Just
now,
rain?
well,
Or was it ice? Was it snow? Was it wind? Was it a dust storm? Were you like fucking Mad Max driving through the goddamn desert while a cloud of dust follows you? Huh? You can make that story awesome. That's what I'm saying. But still, what kind of storm?
It's not just a title. Oppression is my profession. Athena's is now
Just rain and wind. I mean, that's bad enough, dude. Like, if it's too rainy, if it's, you know, a lot of rain, you can't see
Ugh,
shit.
that's fraught.
That gets
Real
super
pain in the ass.
dangerous.
So far, he hasn't been
Been
able to
there,
get
done
into the
that.
anchor hold, but
When I
let's
was
not rely on his
17 years old? No, 16. When I was 16 years old. Was it when I was 16? Yeah, it had to have been when I was 16 because I was driving, but it was before I met my son's mother. So when I was 16 years old, I was going with a buddy of mine. I worked at a local Dairy Queen at the time, and there was a chick in the front that she worked on the register, and she went to a different school than I did because I was in high school at the time still, obviously.
Secure the square.
And
Once it's safe, we'll ring the bell of peace so the monks can let us through.
sorry, got distracted, and she asked me out, and we were going to go to her homecoming dance. And she was like, hey, you should go with me. And I was like, cool, I should. Plus, I want to kiss you. So I was like, yeah, let's do that. So we were supposed to go to her homecoming, and I went to drive my car. And on the way, there was a huge storm. And we're talking, you know, tons of rain, super big raindrops even. So it was really bad, and I'm driving, and I end up having to stop because it's just so bad. And when I stopped, I had a buddy with me. My buddy goes, "Do you smell gas?" And I was like, "What are you talking about, dude?" So I pull over because I can't see. And he's talking about smelling gas. And it was gas. There was a gas leak in my engine as well. My dumbass was just like, "Yeah, but girl." So I keep going and put myself and my friend in danger. Good news, however, I totally made out with that chick. And it was awesome. She was cool. She was a cool chick. Didn't go anywhere. We only went on like 2 dates, but still. She was a cool chick. Oh, I can totally do this. What am I doing? So yeah, I get the whole driving in high rain. I get it, yo. That fucking turret, man. So anyway, yeah, no, I get it. I get the whole bad weather driving, man, is always... Yeah, don't do that. One of those dramatic romance episodes, I know, right? It really does. We dated. We didn't really go out. I think we went to her prom, or not prom, homecoming dance. We went to her homecoming dance. And we worked together. We hung out at work a few times, and that was pretty much it. Since we went to different schools, literally all the way across the city from each other, and I didn't know how to date somebody. It was kind of awful from there on my end, I suppose. But she was good. She was a cool chick, and I had fun at her homecoming dance, and totally made out with her. Got stories, yo. That's what that's what you're here for. You're not here for the awesome gameplay. That's for damn sure. You're here for the stories. Admittedly, not always very exciting or good ones, but still. Fact remains. Ah, man, I was hoping I could bet. What is the story of the game, actually? I mean, it's a Borderlands game, so mostly it's just bad guys do bad stuff. They kind of went back to the older, get to the vault. You know, just like in the older games, you've got the massive vaults that are filled with treasure that are on the planets. And you've got, you want to get there, but somebody else wants to get there too, you know, that sort of thing. What does this do? Oh, big bada boom. So that's mostly it, just get the treasure before the bad guys get the treasure, but the bad guys are like really bad, murdering people and shit. So the rest of the story is guns. Lots and lots of guns. Of all shapes and sizes and abilities. And I should probably just get moving, but you know what? You gotta explore in this game. Why? Because you find stuff like this. Which is just bonus, really, but still.
Tron's personal log. And if any of you statue polishers are listening to this, you're gonna get what's coming to you. Why do I always resort to taunts? Because when I was a little kid, Everyone used to call me Little Sammy Taunt. I'd scream, "My name is Samuel Trant," with an R, but they'd never call me by my real name. Well, I got real good at taunting real quick. It's been my most loyal weapon ever since.
Game is ridiculous. Did I check these? I don't think I did. That's shotgun. Sniper rifle. No, good.
Still can't believe what Tyrene did to Lily.
Ring the bell. Where's the bell? There's the bell.
There's gonna be a wreck.
So yeah, get to the vault, get the treasure, stop the bad guys. Bada bing, bada boom. Of course, along the way, there's all sorts of crazy side missions and characters and stuff.
Finding trouble or causing it.
Yeah, no, they I feel like now they had to.
He's right.
Like, if they
I
went
should
away
check on
from
my
this art
apprentice.
style, it wouldn't be
Ava,
Borderlands
are you still guarding the
anymore.
library?
Even,
Hey! Yes, I am
when they did the
definitely
Tales
at
from the
library
Borderlands, the
because
Telltale
you told me to
game
stay there.
series,
And
right?
here,
They
because
kept the
it's
same
where I
art
still
style. It's just kind of part of this world now, you know. You can't have Borderlands without that. It just isn't Borderlands
Keeping Ava in
otherwise.
one place is like
So.
holding on to Quicksilver. But that's why I took her in. Either she was gonna get herself killed, or maybe I could train her to, you know, survive.
Attention, monks of Athenas! This is Captain Trant. Surrender the vault key fragment immediately.
But yeah, I've always enjoyed the art style of this game. I think originally when they first made the first one, because that was on the, was it on the Xbox 360? It must have been on the 360 generation. I don't think they had a choice. Like, they had to do it in order to get the game to run, I think. And then people liked it, and it just stuck.
You'll want to think twice next time.
Oh, I love my little turret guy. But I can never get rid of that shield now. That guy ever gonna... Did he blow up?
Take your time.
No, that was like the most casual death of one of those guys ever. The fog in Silent Hill was added because the game could only load a tiny bit of the map. Yeah, exactly. And it ended up being like super important to the series and actually to the genre as a whole. It was like a thing. It became important to have that because it did add to the suspense and scariness of it all, right? So yeah, it was like this thing they absolutely just had to do, but it worked out in the end so well. And there's rumors of a new Silent Hill game. Again, I say that, but there's like always fucking rumors for that. What they really need to do,
Vault Hunter. If you'd been around when the invasion started,
if I was
you
them,
just
what
might
I
have
would
held their
do
own. Now ring the bell.
is there actually a good remaster of that game? Because I know they've got remasters, but apparently they're pretty bad. So do an actual good one. Go in, just rebuild the whole damn thing. Fans have been doing it. If a fan can do it, a company can do it, you know. Yeah, the fog effect was not as strong or something of that nature, I believe. And people were just like, ugh. The remake was really bad for a lot of reasons, though, that don't come to mind because I didn't play it. But I know there were a ton of reasons why it was bad. There's all sorts of YouTube videos on it, I guarantee
ready
it.
for anything.
'Cause that's how I kind of learned some
I'm
more
gonna
about
need
it.
some iridium to get into the anchor hold. It'll amp
I am
up my
excited
siren
for
power.
what should be out, I
On an
think, this
extremely
year
related note,
for
how do you
PS5
upgrade robbing?
is the,
I'm for it.
shit.
There's some iridium hidden in the cemetery. Something tells me Ava's already there. She'll help you out.
Shit.
I've never actually been inside the
I played these games on
It's got
stream.
iridium protections
Fuck.
around it, but I think I
Dead
can get around
Space.
them.
The Dead
There's a
Space
passage in my book
remakes.
of ancient siren techniques. Gonna go grab it since the library's
So
unprotected.
that should be
and I'll catch up
awesome.
with you later.
They should get the same company that did the Demon's Souls. Because Demon's Souls is a really, really good remake. But Dead Space, that's going to be awesome. Hopefully they'll do a triple bundle on it, though. They probably won't, but that would be nice.
Ammo. Without it, you're just a schmuck with a paperweight. Have some money. Now, why not spend it? Happy to help.
Still in love with that trailer game for the canceled Silent Hills. Yeah, you are absolutely right. So Kojima has announced he's making another game. And, of course, people are losing their godforsaken minds because they think it's going to be, you know... people are still hoping. And, yeah, even if it's not... Even if it's not a Silent Hill game, I think it would be cool to see what they could do with it. Because you can still get Kojima. Kojima's got his own game studio. He can do whatever he wants now, right? He can just make whatever the hell he wants. And he can get Del Toro to help with it. Like, he's just going to have to put his own money into it. And I think people would definitely be down for that. So yeah, that might be a thing that's actually actively being worked on. They always talk about a new Silent Hill game. Those rumors are never going to stop. Because people want it really badly. And yeah, especially with the reception that, yeah, Silent Hills, the game demo that they did, PT. I mean, that's just fueling it, and people want that, and I'm like...
Let's have a chat. Your parents
I'm over here like, that's not scary to me. I mean, it is, but it's not the right kind of scary for me. I much more prefer psychological stuff. Like Alan Wake, which they also are making a new one of, and have also remastered that I need to get my fiance to play. It's an interesting franchise. It is an interesting franchise. I mean, it helped define the horror genre of video games in the 90s. Let's be honest, it wouldn't be where it is without Silent Hill. And that's not to take anything away from Resident Evil and what's the other one? Sweet Home, I think it was. Like, there were some other games that came before it, even in the 16-bit generation. But it wouldn't be where it is without that. Like, those other horror games, I had never heard of those. They didn't make it to the US, you know, stuff like that. Silent Hill was huge for that. So yeah, we owe Silent Hill and Resident Evil we owe them for the continuation of the horror genre. Without them, we wouldn't have anything else. Because they were the first to make it huge.
Tell us so.
You must come quickly. The holy distillery is infested with rats. This way. Thank the six storms, my prayers are answered. I am Brother Mendel of the impending storm, sworn to an oath
take
of
your money, though.
non-violence. So, I must beg your assistance with these ferocious rats. You must eradicate them for me. There we are. Now, inside, quickly.
But yeah,
before the rats completely infest this
you know, I'm
holy
trying to get back
place.
to doing this streaming thing. I need to figure out stuff that I'm gonna stream and play. I wish I had a better way to stream from my PlayStation, but oh well. I need to purchase my own copy of Cyberpunk since they just did the update that apparently made it so good on PS5.
Be rid of that foul infestation. I would handle this myself if it weren't for my oath. Believe it or not, I am forbidden from even slapping a mosquito that bites me. Woe is me for choosing the non-violent path. So, you must slaughter in my stead, all righteous gunslinger. How I envy you, Vault Hunter. Unencumbered by the oath, unchained by morality, hunt down those foul wretches, and rip the still-beating hearts from their wretched thoraxes.
Silent Hill says a hidden mechanic that if you play too long without healing, the game thinks you don't care about your life and you get to kill yourself ending. Is that a thing? That's funny. I had not heard of that. That's funny and messed up. And the reason why I think it's funny really is because what if you're just good at the game?
Disembowel them, my divine murderer! Splay their guts on the ground like intestinal confetti!
Yeah, I hadn't heard of that. That's crazy. Yeah, yeah, that's insane, but you know what? That's like the level of coolness that game brought, though, because like that's ridiculous. But still, harvest liver.
That rat liver seems to be perfectly pickled for our purposes.
Yeah, I know they had multiple endings, at least in the second one for sure. I don't know about the first one. I'll be honest, I don't know that I ever finished the first one. Gotta be honest. Give me something good. And you did not. Ugh. I never get the weapons that I need.
Ah, now that
should come in handy once the infestation is cleared out.
I feel like I must have missed one. At least one of those. Silent Hills 2. Looking at your dead friend's items too often can also cause it. Huh. Yeah, that's crazy, especially since you go through the entire fucking game. Right? Like, go through the whole game to get to the end and do all sorts of amazing shit. And when you get there, fucking kills yourself. Like, yeah, that sucks. Because even then, it's like, is this, if you don't know that there's multiple endings, now you're just like, well, this is the ending I got. This is the ending. That sucked. Right?
Back someone down and pop!
Got caught up in the moment. Thanks the 6 storms you came along when you did. When the Maliwan scourge is driven away, we will toast your divine bloodshed. Grab that clapper and ring the bell of inebriation to summon me when you are ready.
The bell of inebriation. I need one of those.
Death comes for us all! But you first!
Oh, what you got for me?
When we monks take the oath of non-violence, we must relinquish all our worldly weapons. They are stored nearby, and I urge you to take whatever you need from our weapon depository, my vivisecting avenger. Then return to me.
I'm just gonna sell all this crap, man. Place intoxicated rat livers. Where? Also a joke 4th ending. If you get all 3 endings where it's real, yeah, the dog with the levers. Yeah, I know that one. Yeah, that's like the famous one. Yeah, that is probably the most famous ending. Yeah, I think I'm gonna prefer this sniper rifle. Yeah.
I admit I am conflicted by my part in your unhinged
Yeah,
pursuit of
it's.
violence.
I still haven't
Yet
played.
Perhaps such transgressions are themselves the will of the storms.
I still haven't played Resident Evil 7 or Village. I almost finished Resident Evil 6, but I don't even call that a horror game, really.
And I see you've gathered the pickled rat livers I asked for. Très bien, très bien. An additional reward is in order. You see, these pickled rat livers are actually
Character
the
chuckles
secret
if you do your
ingredient
69
behind our
damage.
holy
Right,
spells.
exactly.
We keep a flock
And that
of
was just
rat
kind of the game it was,
but
you
they
know,
escaped
and
their
always has
bonds and
been.
started running
I'm a little
wild throughout the
surprised.
distillery.
Excuse me. I'm a little surprised that they're still making it, if that makes sense. And what I mean by that is it's a little juvenile. Like Duke Nukem is similar. We don't want Duke Nukem, you know? So it's like, okay. Oh, this thing's gonna get... I'm gonna have to change that out eventually, and that makes me very upset. What are you? Superfluous hell shock. Shock and incendiary. Okay. Legend. Wait for it. Duke Nukem Forever probably killed those games anyway. You are not wrong. You are not wrong. I mean, well, I think, but Duke Nukem is problematic in a modern world. Does that make sense? Like, the misogyny, the vulgarity, the, you know, over-sexualization, the super toxic masculinity, those are what killed Duke Nukem. Duke Nukem Forever took so long to come out, the world moved on. But they didn't change the game. And that's what happened to Duke Nukem. If they had found a way to update it, the character, it might have worked. But they didn't even try. They thought it would still be funny. The problem is, most jokes aren't funny 20 years later. I say 20, it probably wasn't 20 years, but you know what I'm saying.
Cool if I take this. Thanks, later.
It's the original jokes after 15. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. 15 years later. The same jokes just aren't funny anymore, you know? So that was probably the biggest thing. The world moved on, and Duke Nukem got left behind. Which is fine. Like, I'm certainly not complaining about that. So yeah, and I mean the development of that game is
Looting corpses.
insane. Absolutely insane what happened when trying to develop that game. They trashed it like 5 times and started completely over. They swapped game engines like 3 or 4 times. Like they were stupid.
I'm gonna be a vault hunter too.
And I get that they wanted to give a better experience, but
garden a dusty ass library and staring at water for like 100 hours.
they didn't put the work where it really needed to go.
Really boring around here. So, we're gonna loot this graveyard or what?
I wouldn't say people bought it though,
Nothing,
right?
bitch.
Like,
You got
because
nothing.
it was a major flop. Nobody purchased that game. Let's see. Let's see, Duke Nukem Forever sales numbers. Well, that's the original Duke Nukem. Duke Nukem 3D sold about 3.5 million copies. First month sales for Duke Nukem Forever in the US were 376,000 units, and that sounds like a lot, but
Hey, this way.
and yeah, it was 2011. Okay, so that's 376,000 total for Xbox, PlayStation, and PC, not including digital sales. But digital sales weren't even going to be that big, let's be honest. It did take second place behind LA Noire. And then rounding out the top 5 were Infamous 2, great game, Lego Pirates of the Caribbean, and Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time 3D. So, yeah, but the only reason we talk about Duke Nukem Forever anymore is because it sucks. Yeah, let's see. Take-Two Interactive, yeah, revealed that the game sales were half of their initial expectations.
Ready to go when you are.
However, in an earnings call on August 8th, 2011, Take-Two stated Duke Nukem Forever would prove to be profitable for the company. Sorry, there's something else that had the record for longest development of a video game at 14 years, 44 days, until it was superseded by Clockwork Aquario, with a development period of 28 years and 81 days. And I'm like, how the fuck? For that piece of shit? Created in 1992 as the final arcade game by Weststone.
I'd rather be running and gunning.
Sorry, now I'm down the rabbit hole. Sorry, I'm down this rabbit hole. I gotta stop. Let me come back here. Okay. Sorry. Anyway, yeah, I mean, the sales numbers were not great. Did it turn a profit? Apparently it did eventually, but not enough to save the franchise, because again, I think they just realized the world moved on from Duke Nukem. Nobody really cared that much. But we're also living in an age where selling 1 million copies doesn't make you a success, you know? Because there have been several games that didn't do well enough, and they've sold 1 million copies, you know? But because we've got the big developers, they want more.
Maya says the monks put iridium in tombs, so the dead have some spending money in the afterlife. We'll pay him back later. Like, if we're not also dead.
Yeah, I mean, I would definitely look up that Clockwork Aquario game, just to see.
But I know a few more places we can try.
It's interesting. It's interesting. It started out as an arcade game in 1992 or something. Franchises that released almost all the time. Same game every year. Yeah, people still buy those. Call of Duties. Yeah, all of that. Yeah. They are unique games, though. Let's be honest. They're unique in their sales because they have a very specific demographic. And that demographic wants to be competitive. So in order to keep up with everybody else, they buy those new games, right? Like, I still say it would be great if, like Call of Duty and Battlefield, to just release map packs. Like, give me a base game, release a bunch of map packs every year, do big updates every year. Only sell a new game when you update your engine. Seems like there'd be more money in that, but maybe I'm wrong, you know. I don't know.
Ratch! I hate Ratch! Or is it Ratch? Either way, we must die.
So yeah, you're absolutely right.
Maya's gonna need way more than that.
There is that.
Then we can go get that fragment.
And I'll never understand it. Like, I like Call of Duty, but I don't feel compelled to purchase Call of Duty. If I get it, I'm gonna get it for super cheap or free. Not buying it. Definitely not buying it brand new.
The graveyard. That's
The only
where
one I
it
thought
fell.
about maybe doing that
Alice and
for
Myron
was
had
the
told Siren Queen Dido catches.
the most recent Battlefield, because I did do the beta on that, and it was pretty cool.
So I say, how about one last dance? She narrows her eyes, then nods and takes my hand. I remember her gray hair cut by the moonlight.
I enjoyed it.
Bony fingers grab my tuchus and wouldn't let go. Next thing I knew, she smooches me right on the tomb. Boom, Siren girlfriend.
So yeah, I mean, they'll always sell, just like every Marvel movie is gonna make money, you know. Of course, every Marvel movie is gonna make money. People love a franchise. Give me something familiar, but make it slightly new.
Big wretch! Big freaking wretch! Kill it! No mercy! No mercy! It must die! Hell yeah! That iridium is probably covered in ratch guts. You should pick it up. For safety.
End of the road for you.
Sorry, I got all concentrating and stuff. That's a word, concentrating, right?
Cool. Let's get this iridium to mine.
But yeah, I mean, that's just how that works. It's a thing. I'm sure there's some crazy psychology behind it as well. It's the same reason movies all have the same storyline in a year, you know? God, that fucking turret, man. Ugh. Next Marvel movie is probably going to have crossovers from the X-Men, unless it's bait again, so it'll probably make money. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing, that it's... But ultimately, they're not doing anything new anymore. Like, it's the same movies, in my opinion, in a lot of ways. And they're not getting better. They're really not. Shang-Chi was pretty great. It was not the Avengers. The Eternals, pretty great. Not the Avengers, you know. So...
Ava, go protect the grain storerooms.
They're at least making it so they are moving towards something, which is good. There are freaking store. It says, okay, there it
Ava
is.
really took a shine to you. Might want to check your pockets. She was a stowaway on one of our seasonal merchant ships. We crossed paths. She tried to steal my book, and instead of throwing her off a cliff, I decided to train her as my apprentice. I've got my book and heading your way in a sec. I'm just finishing up some... Die, you corporate bastards! Ancient relaxation exercises. Much better.
Support local business. Sell to Marcus.
And yeah, I did see the trailer for that, and I was like, that's Patrick Stewart. And now there's been a lot of confirmation that that probably was. And that could bring the X-Men in. Yeah, definitely could, and that'll be a big deal. But it's going to essentially be the same movie, bad guy, get bad guy, hero get bad guy, you know? That said, I do need to see the new Spider-Man. And my fiance, she is super into them, so. That sex scene in The Gay Hero. I'm surprised at the gay hero. I'm not surprised at the sex scene. That sex scene was well done for that style of movie. Like, you get the point. Plus, it was between a committed couple, you know, things like that. I get why they did that. That was not risky for them. Plus, you have to stop and think about it, right? When did, you know what? Let's run a quick experiment here. So, it's not what I'm looking for. There we go. Okay, so Iron Man, the first Iron Man movie came out in 2008. Okay, right. So we've got Iron Man in 2008. Hulk, you know, we won't even count that yet. 2010. 2010 is when Iron Man 2 came out, and they started leaning towards the overall Marvel universe, right? It was 2010. 2019. You know what? 2021 is when Eternals came out. So that's 11 years, right? So look at it this way. A 10-year-old loved the Marvel movies when they started watching them in 2010. How old is that kid now? That kid's 21. Okay. So looking at it like that, it's not surprising that they did have a sex scene, that they do have a gay hero, you know, because that's the world we live in. That is absolutely the world we live in, and kids are way more receptive to that than adults are, and that's who they want. That's the money they want. So it makes sense. Look at, it's the same thing with Harry Potter. The Harry Potter movies, the first Harry Potter movie and book, very childish, very simplistic, very pandering to a child's sensibilities. Get all the way to the last one. That's dark. That's super dark. Now, reasonably, those books, same thing, came out across a very large span of time. An 8-year-old started off reading Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone. An 18-year-old read the last book. So it grew with the audience. And that's a good thing. That was a brilliant thing that she did and was able to do. And as much as I'm not a huge fan of Harry Potter, I will always give her credit for that. She grew the story with her audience. So, same thing with the Marvel stuff, man. As it goes on, it gets darker and darker. So, it makes sense, because you've got those lifelong fans. Now, that said, it's up to a parent who decide what if their kid should be seeing that stuff. But it makes sense that it grew up in that way. Besides, look at... excuse me. Look at, and I know it's like a completely different thing altogether, but look at Deadpool. You know, the first R-rated superhero film, and it made like a fuck ton of money. Or at least the first one to make a bunch of money, because I think the old Punisher movies that nobody cared about probably were R-rated. They still get new stuff for kids now. They do. Okay, so does Marvel, though. Go on Disney Plus and look at all the crazy Marvel kids shows that are out, you know?
All right, Ava. Where is it?
Nice tickling soul ivories. You wouldn't think our clamps are suited to the piano. And they aren't.
So yeah, and even with Harry Potter, they're still going in a more adult-style direction. Because look at Fantastic Beasts. That's a much more grown-up story set in that world. And I think that's what we want. Look at Star Wars. Star Wars can be considered extremely kid-friendly in a lot of ways. Certainly feels like it is. They've done a lot of kid-friendly stuff with it, but look at The Mandalorian. Look at the Book of Boba Fett.
Losing my freaking patience, so I'll say this as politely as I can. Please consider surrendering.
Which they aren't as extreme, for sure.
Because,
but
we're better than you.
it's still there, you know. Spin-offs to spin-offs, I know, right? And that is so not a bad thing, though. They have been so good. Like, I am looking forward to the Kenobi. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to Kenobi, in fact. Even bigger, dude. Look at Star Trek. Star Trek is making a huge comeback now. We have show after show after show. Star Trek Prodigy was made for Nickelodeon to get kids into it. It's a pretty good show. You've got Discovery that is on. Picard is coming on. Bold New Worlds is coming out. Like, there's so much Star Trek shit. And I love it, because I'm definitely more of a Star Trek guy than a Star Wars guy. But we don't take Star Trek seriously, and haven't for a long time. Even though it's been around longer than Star Wars even. But now they're getting a much more serious treatment in some ways, I think. It's bringing it back, regardless. I hope it continues. But I would like to see the same thing with Star Trek, so staying consistent, unlike the old canon where the stories were individual and contradict each other. Yeah, they learned. So look at all of it that came out after the Marvel movies. They learned what to do with it. Where if you set it all in the same universe, people become invested because now it's, oh, I like the movie, but I have to watch the show because that tells me more about what happened. I haven't watched Hawkeye yet, but I watched Falcon and the Winter Soldier. I watched WandaVision, you know. I do need to watch Hawkeye just to get more about what's going on. But that's the trick, right? Like the next time they do a Star Wars movie, they're probably going to have a lot to do with the shows. And if you didn't watch the shows, you don't have a leg up. So, wait, I am going to take a quick break because I believe my pup needs to go out and I need a quick smoke break. And I will be right back. See you in a few. man, it is so cold outside. Anyway, yeah, no, I still need to watch Hawkeye. I don't have anything against it, but it's kind of like when a new Superman movie comes out. It's not an interesting character to me, so I don't really care. I'm not as invested as I might be with other...
Let that game and kill the monks. That'd be awesome.
Go get him, Zoomer! We're gonna take your place next time.
But yeah, I definitely need to watch it, because I know it all leads into the next phase of movies and shows and everything, so... Because again, I'm invested. What's about the new Archer? Yeah, see, that's what I'm saying, like, that's the whole thing, because Hawkeye's leaving the universe, essentially, at least, what's his name? Barry Barton, whatever his name is. See, that's how little I care, I guess. Okay, so that doesn't break those. Okay, so yeah, but you know, it's great that they're doing so much with Marvel. Clint Barton, yeah, it was like Barry Barton. Got him mixed up with the Flash. The Flash was a pretty good show. I liked it more than I thought I would. I didn't finish all of it, but from what I saw, it was actually pretty damn good. Skill points, let's see. Captain Trond. That's Trond. Boom.
Salt Hunter, you wasted Tron? Good riddance.
Ah, he seemed alright.
The heroes get the money without Tony considering in Falcon Winter Soldier you learn the heroes don't seem to get paid.
Give it here.
Yeah, so I think there is... I think they kind of explain that there is some, like, government funding. Like Falcon, he is working for the US government, so he's not necessarily getting paid a lot, but, you know, since he works with the government and works closely with the military, that's how he travels and things. They probably gets a bit of a budget to work on things, because they do kind of touch upon that, but yeah, it's not like they get a salary for it. But I think he is unique in that because he does work closely with the government and the military anyway, because he's a soldier. Winter Soldier, he's just kind of on his own. So I don't know, that's a good question, in fact, and maybe they'll explore that a little bit more at some point. It would be neat if they did.
I've never been able to use Iridium the way Lilith does, but I found a technique in this book that might change that. Okay, here goes. something.
They all have GoFundMes.
It's working.
But then you've got like Spider-Man, you know, how does he pay for his costumes and his gadget materials and
I
stuff?
feel like I could phase lock a planet right now.
Because it seems like he wouldn't make enough doing anything
I could get used
to
that
afford
kind
all
of
that
power.
shit. So.
Okay, let's get the key.
And with the Avengers, I don't think they necessarily needed money.
So Ava,
Everything was just kind of there. They had all their living
guess all those
expenses
hours
covered.
Staring at
So.
water taught you something after all.
I can handle myself. I learned to fight way before I met you.
Let's spar then, kid.
Oh, you know I would, but I've got a loot to sort through.
Nope. Go pack a bag. You get your wish. We're leaving with the Vault Hunter.
Wait, for real? I mean, yeah, cool, whatevs. It'll be fun.
I always wanted to make a, I had an idea for a comic that I wanted to do. I started writing it for a little while, but
The Iridians left messages
about
like these all over the galaxy.
shitty superheroes, like they're not top tier
connection between
heroes
science and
at all.
I can't read it, but it must mean something.
Like they've got kind of mundane, like, yeah, you're super strong, but you're not as strong as the Hulk, you know?
There's no place in the galaxy with more sirens than a
So maybe you can lift a car for a little bit. So you're not weak, but you're not the strongest, you know? Oh, that's good, but I don't want to lose my current shield.
This relic's been here since before I was born.
But
But
they
as long as
basically
Mallow
work
knows it's here, Venus will never be safe.
for the city as contractors or like janitors, and they clean up after the big superheroes are done. Because who does that, you know?
I should tell you this before I explain it to Lilith. The real reason I took Ava on as an apprentice.
Shows replacement Captain
She's
America
going to
John
be a
Walker is
silent
nowhere near as bad as in the
someday.
comics. Oh
And I
yeah,
wanna make sure
yeah,
she's ready when that
yeah.
happens.
Patriot,
The
American
stars
Patriot, or
all
whatever. That'll be interesting to see where they go with that for sure.
The people of Athenas are going to have to fend for themselves for a little while. More important things at stake.
Where's my fast travel? Iron Fist and Luke Cage, Heroes for Hire stories. Yeah, I need to watch. I need to watch those before they leave Netflix. In fact, because yeah, that's totally a thing, right? Like we went from vigilante style heroes, which is definitely Luke Cage is a vigilante hero, to corporate funded heroes. And there's something really special and interesting about the idea of somebody that just, you know, they care so much
Anyone else seeing
about
this?
their city that they're just going out there and they're working a day job, and at night they're defending the city, you know.
Yeah? When you took on the Bullymongs and Captain Flint and the stairs? I make Maya tell me about it all the time.
And then, I mean, Iron Fist really felt more like a,
Yeah?
I'm gonna say this is DLC shit, yeah. But, like Green Arrow and them, they're really just a Batman-style character. And it's like, I have money, so I'm gonna do this.
I see ya.
A new Vault Key fragment! Just holding this makes my skin tingle. That and I ate one of Marcus's discounted burritos. In case you were wondering, this isn't a complete Vault Key. Why the Iridians split the keys into fragments is anyone's guess, but the Vault Key on Pandora required 3 pieces. Still, You should return to Lilith. I'm sure she and Maya have
Yeah,
a lot
I didn't really hear
to do,
good
or
things about
whatever
it.
it is people with social lives do. No, thank
But
you.
again, I didn't
Give me a
really watch it
sterile room
myself.
full of
Luke
surgical
Cage,
equipment
I
any
watched
day.
a few episodes of it when it first started, and it seemed pretty solid. Plus, I like the actor, the guy that plays Luke Cage is pretty solid. I've seen him in some other things, and he is awesome in those, in fact. There's a show on Paramount Plus called Evil. It's just called Evil, and he's in it, and he's phenomenal. Great actor. Good show. Good show. Highly recommend it.
You mean a siren apprentice?
And then
I
you
can't
can watch
explain it
all
right
the
now,
Star
Lilith,
Trek,
but she's
because
going
that's
to
my
be a
jam.
siren someday.
We'll talk about this later. What's up, killer? Maya says you kicked some major ass.
Ah, that was nice of her. I really put a lot of myself into it.
I believe it. Well, one fragment down, 2 more to go.
So what is this all about, Lilith? Why is Malawan on Athenas? Our key fragment has been a secret for generations. How did they find out about it now?
Space laser tech.
I'm not sure. Calypso seemed to know more about the vaults than any of us, even Tanis. They knew about the vault. Maybe they told Malawan to invade Athenas. They say they're after something called the Great Vault. And the vault on Promethea must be part of their plan. We have to get there first.
We will, Firehawk.
Yeah, and then you've got... I'm looking forward to... There's the new... I don't even want to call it Lord of the Rings. The new Tolkien show. The Rings of Power.
Wow. Nice mustache.
That I'm looking forward to, but the trailer doesn't give me a lot of confidence. It's way too many digital effects. My soon-to-be mothers-in-law, the commercial came on for the Super Bowl, and we were over there watching with them and saw it, and they were like, yeah, I thought that was a video game. No, it's not, and that says something, right?
All I needed to hear, we're on it.
So we'll see. I'll give it a shot. Hopefully it's good, but... I also don't have a lot of high hopes for it.
I hope Reese knows what he's doing. Lilith says he's one of us, but can't trust a man with a mustache. That's just science.
I mean, you never know. It's good that they are not just trying to do more Lord of the Rings. Like, that's good. It's kind of like with The Mandalorian, where what we want... Why is it telling me to go? What I want to see is just more stories
I've got a job I could totally
in that
do,
world
but I don't wanna.
that
You
aren't
wanna.
necessarily
Vault
connected to
Hunter,
everything
I have a
else.
mission for you. Triple mega priority. I left some stuff back on Athenas. I was so excited to get out of that monastery.
Because
I
that was
forgot
like
to
the
pack
really
some
cool thing about The
important stuff.
Mandalorian and the
gotta
Book of
get it
Boba
back
Fett,
for me.
where it's, yeah, these are characters and places in that universe, but they're not related to that main story. So you get an expansion, right? And that's pretty cool. So hopefully it'll be more in that vein, where it's like, yeah, this is kind of related, but not really. Frickin' toaster. I got a little toaster on my gun. Well, it's probably just an excuse to show small-scale things in that universe. Yeah, exactly, and that's awesome, right? Like, if they asked me, if they were to hire me and ask me to make a Star Wars based show of some sort, the show that I would make is, so there is, in the, Oh, sorry, I'm trying to think now. There's like a lot of shit I missed down here. In A New Hope, when they're leaving Tatooine, and there's the stormtroopers that are like, hey, identify yourself, and they use the Jedi mind trick on them, right? And he's like, these aren't the droids you're looking for, and then they leave, right? I would make a story about those stormtroopers, and them trying to be like, wait a second, those were the droids we were looking for. I know those were the droids we were looking for. And them going and trying to find everything else, right? So they're kind of following behind everything else going on and catching up. And then that can take them anywhere in that universe, right?
I knew I shouldn't have left stuff lying around.
And I would make it a comedy. So it turns out to be like, dude, where's my droid? It's like, dude, where's my car? But in space. And maybe that's really stupid, but I feel like there could be a lot of fun had with that. I need to get that part.
Wait, if they found all this stuff. Crap, my notebook! You have to make sure
My
the
notebook.
is safe. That gets
Of course, a young girl, yeah.
die. It has all my super secret notes.
Jeez, really, guys?
Let's have
Come
us
on.
a Donnybrook then. Still got him.
All the explosions. But yeah, that's the story I would make. But I would do that with like all the things. So give me Star Trek, give me Harry Potter. And I would want to do small stories that kind of are associated, but not really. A short story unless it reveals Luke was actually still on the planet for a long time. No, it doesn't, because they leave the planet, right? So now what do these stormtroopers have to do? The stormtroopers now have to leave the planet and figure out where they went and stuff, right? So they're constantly a step behind. So they show up, say they show up on Hoth after the battle. So that could be fun, you know, and they run into some of the less popular characters, perhaps, you know. But that's the show I would make. Something like that.
No! Where is it? Who took my notebook?
Hey everyone, it's me, Private Beans. Quick,
Private
people's
Beans.
homes down for a second. Check out this emo chick's dumb diary. It's hilarious. Here, listen. Running scared. Day 1. I think my whole family's dead, and I don't know what to do. Right?
That's not... You can't... Bolt Hunter, you gotta do something. Find him!
Day 3.
And, I mean, ultimately,
Sometimes it feels like my heart is a fist
depending on how you
barbed wire,
spun
and
it,
so much
they
to
could
lose
spend
over,
a lot of time on Tatooine, like that series could take the rest of the day. From the Death Star, so it would probably most likely take place there. And I mean, that's fine too, right? That is fine too, because then it's, you know, they're tracking, and they're like, oh, they're on the Death Star. Maybe these stormtroopers don't even know about the Death Star. They don't have the clearance needed to be on the Death Star, so now they have to figure out how to get on the Death Star, so they're essentially breaking in. Maybe it's their fault that the vent is exposed at the end of the movie that gets it blown up, you know, shit like that. Yes, just miss every shot. I'm just saying, there's a lot of funny possibilities going on there, right? Oh, that was already explained to be caused by a secret rebel in Rogue One. Yeah, maybe they were the secret rebels. Was it? I don't remember that, but it's been a while since I've seen Rogue One as well, so...
Not a pint, but it'll do.
I'm over here getting my ass handed to me thinking about this bullshit. I gotta go back and watch that. Oh shit. That was bad. I was forced to work on it, snuck it in the design. Ah, that's right. It's been so long. I do need to go back and watch it, though. Yeah, I guess I forgot about that. But again, it's been a while. And that movie doesn't get enough credit, though. It is really, really good. And that totally makes sense, so... I need to go get that claptrap part while I'm here. Find beans. Oh, hello. So yeah, you're right. That absolutely makes sense. that that is a thing. But it's been so long, I just didn't even think about it. Anyway, I think it's a good idea. Clearly, I don't know shit.
He's tearing out pages! Pick it up, but don't read any of it!
Yeah, that's showing in with the reveal that these stormtroopers Hans runs into the escape. Actually, the ones from Tatooine, right? Where they were like so close, but they just didn't quite have it.
Okay, that was a poem. The sewer's an allegory for toy. Yeah, normal poem stuff. Not real, just a made-up poem. Seriously, find this guy!
Did you see that?
Yeah, see, so you could do some fun things with it.
Begging for Got any more for the meat grinder?
Yeah, and you just kind of, every time there's like these big stormtrooper moments, it's like these guys. Like one of them is the stormtrooper that rushes in and bangs his head. At that point, are they all clones? I think they're still all clones at that point, right? Yeah, they should still all be clones. So they're just like a shitty batch of clones. Not quite the Bad Batch, but you know.
No, it wasn't like that. I didn't mean to... Look, shut up, dude. Vault Hunter, listen. I'm not kidding. You have to find him. It's super important.
I feel like, wasn't I missing something else? No. No, that should be... Oh, okay, there's that dead drop I did not collect when I was right by it. Actually, I'm not right by it, but it's okay. We'll get it. We'll get it. We'll just continue when the Empire took over, so probably not. Yeah, well, they had to be, because wasn't the clone planet destroyed anyway? I'm going the right way. Yeah. Yeah, because if the clone planet got destroyed, they could potentially still be clones. Just because, I mean, you're not going to get rid of all the clones that quickly. They still had quite a few around, so... Yeah, with the clone planet destroyed, I know they started to...
Mother Mendel, I didn't mean to make fun of your cheese stink. Ah, this sucks.
Everyone has their price. Shoot more.
So yeah, they're just like the last batch of clones. Alright, you know what, let's go grab this dead drop while we're here. So that it's like, they just didn't turn out as good.
Throwing my totally impersonal notes out for everyone to see. Grab him, Vault Hunter.
That was 86 more tricks.
do I get up there? Because it is up. There it is. Oh, I didn't even have to do all of that shit. Ooh. You know what? I don't want to get rid of that because that's like best weapon. Oh shit. That looks amazeballs. Let's see what this does. That's not very accurate. Good job, me.
Oh, big mistake.
Some clones still be around as old guys because they age so fast, so I guess it's possible. Yeah, like... I'm definitely sure there's some... But that would be around the time when they transitioned over to taking volunteers and forcing people. Because that was like the big thing, right? Like with Finn. Because he was not a volunteer, he was forced. He was basically taken as a kid and brainwashed into it. Which is really fucking evil.
Greetings, Vault Hunter. I am Sir Havelock. I require you to hunt and kill things for me. You see, the Borderlands are full of rare and dangerous specimens. I will pay you top dollar for their trophies. Legend speaks of the blood-drinking Trooper Coverage in its sanguine feast. The good farmers and monks can now live without fear, for the Trooper Coverage is slain. Bloody good kill, Vault Hunter.
Just over 30 years later in the timeline. Yeah, exactly, right? So that would have been if he was kidnapped as a kid and brainwashed into doing it and being a stormtrooper. That would make sense. So I think that is the case. Like, am I done here? I must be done here. There's not anywhere else to go. So yeah, I'm pretty sure that was the case. You know, it's one of those sad situations where I'm like, you know, I don't want to lose my nerd card, but... Oh shit, I can just come back and loot this again. Yeah, that would have been a lot later. I always get muddied up on those timelines. So spread out.
He's gonna get the key to those guns and blow this whole place to hell. I'm sending you the location of the key. That's where he'll be. You gotta take him out.
Can you imagine? This chick is so alone. She has no one. She can't trust anyone if she lived in a fart cave.
Oh, can you please kill this dude?
Fans really hate Finn for being so willing to kill stormtroopers despite knowing how brainwashed they are. Dude, he suffered severe trauma though, right? Like... And let's be honest, even with as brainwashed as they are, they're still doing these horrible things. You can't... Unless somebody breaks out of it, like Finn did. They're still responsible for their actions. Unless you can treat them and rehabilitate them. What else are you gonna do, you know? What else can you do? There's beans.
That dude for real. Grab that key, Vault Hunter. Those weapons aren't safe now that Malawon knows where they're hidden, so you should probably take them.
But I also get questioning that, you know, it makes sense to question it. And it's good to question it because that leads to more interesting stories, right? Because if we as fans start questioning things, it's possible they'll explain it later.
Got the key? Kick ass. The cache isn't too far away. Glad those guns are in good hands now. Noah, could you bring all
Ooh,
that stuff
shiny.
back?
Well, I mean, I'm just definitely going to keep it, but... So yeah, I mean, that could lead to a whole other thing. It makes sense, but again, it's that situation of unless you can capture and rehabilitate. And maybe they did, right? Because look at the end of Return of the Jedi, right? The end of Return of the Jedi, the Ewoks aren't just killing stormtroopers, they're very clearly capturing people as well. So maybe there was a rehabilitation process. They just didn't go into detail about it. It would be interesting to see Star Wars space psychologist shit, you know, to help rehabilitate. That might be interesting.
One time Maya grounded me for 2 weeks after I stole a monk's glass eye. I think I still have it somewhere.
So fans seem to think it was a cheap out to reveal the clones had chips in their head and had no control during Order 66. I mean, it is a cheap out, but it makes sense, right? I mean, they've got conditioning.
Weapons, and I go burn my notebook, and we just never mention any of this again. Cool.
Ewoks probably just ate them. I know, right? You know they fucking did. You fucking know they did. Evil bastards. Okay, so it's really trying to push me to get these add-ons at some point. Might end up doing it. We'll see how it goes. Let's do some gambling.
Hey, wanna lift weights with me?
I'll kill you! Oh, sorry, I was talking to someone else.
What is that? I guess I haven't unlocked artifacts yet. Yeah, the Ewoks probably did just eat them. There's very clear... Yeah, I have not unlocked artifacts yet. There's a very clear allusion to the fact that they killed stormtroopers and possibly ate them.
Good luck! Stay alive!
I'm starving!
Nice twist in the Bad Batch that some clones had the will to resist the chip and some still followed it after the chip was removed. Exactly, because there's still the mental conditioning, right? The brainwashing had to happen with the clones as well in order to make them so obedient but not feel like they had no free will. If that makes sense. Just what I wanted, a little bit ahead. Ha. Ha ha ha. Sex jokes. So yeah, I mean, there's a lot of theories and all crafting that can be done.
No, don't eat me!
But ultimately, there's only one person that knows the answers to that. Right now, that's Kevin Feige. So, which is not a bad thing. They're doing a really great job with all of that. Hopefully, they keep it up.
My life is going just fine.
I always appreciate a big tip. Now that's what I like to see. Oh, you are just too kind, sugar.
You've got mail. Give Moxie the tips all the time. Bigger magazine size definitely helps. 432 damage a second, 18% chance. We will give it a try. I wonder if it's the same. Terminal crit. In the old games, there was Moxie's bad touch and Moxie's good touch guns, which made the controller constantly vibrate. It was really weird.
All that for little old me? You shouldn't have. I always appreciate a big tip.
That might be even better. I don't like these kinds of charged energy weapons as much. Yeah, that might be a good one for me.
Oh yeah? Well, at least I ain't no turd farmer. That's what I should have said to that bastard. Next time.
Surprised they haven't tried to do a Borderlands show. I think they talked about it at some point. And recently, Netflix did announce they're going to try to do the BioShock, either a movie or a series. And that could be good. Could be good. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about it. Like, I love the BioShock games, but not everything needs to be made into something else. The Uncharted movie is being trashed right now. Apparently it's really bad. But even Tom Holland, after filming, was like, yeah, I don't think I did a good job in this movie. He was not happy with how he played Nathan Drake as a character. Is BioShock the game for that? BioShock could be the game for that. It could.
Launchpad 7. So Malawan has that laser on lockdown. There's no way your drop pod would get through security. But I got a
It's got a good story. It could be really, really good depending on how it was filmed. They'd have to tweak the story, but it could be really, really good. To be very honest.
Katagawa knows what hit him. That's called strategy, bitch.
Oh, look! Now some more bandits pledged their lives to me while we were chatting. Good thing, too. I am starving.
So it could be. Uncharted, that's very unfortunate. Mark Wahlberg was a terrible choice for Sully.
One assassination on the house.
Wow, the accuracy on this is awful. Jesus, but that's essentially a one-shot kill. Oh my god. Probably thought Tom wasn't going to be a good Nathan since it wasn't revealed. You know, people thought that. I think he'll be a good Nathan Drake in like 10 years. Because Nathan Drake always seemed to me to be an older character, and I think he's just too young right now.
Hey, you made it! My ship's right there. State-of-the-art Atlas cloaking, baby. This way!
Like in the games, Drake always had like stubble. And I don't think Tom Holland can grow stubble.
Katagawa!
Reese, buddy. Given the
That unconditional surrender any more thought? Or do you need another love slap from your old pal Laseroid to change your mind?
Screw you!
When you're ready, just swing by with the paperwork. Can't wait to absorb Atlas into the Malawan family. Oh, and you can bring Zero. I'll bet he's interested.
I'd die before
Yeah, I
hand
don't
over
think he
Atlas
was
to
a
that
bad
corporate
choice. I
asshat.
just think somebody else could have been a
plan.
better choice.
New plan. We steal a Malawan
Mario
shuttle with
movie with
security
Chris Pratt,
protocols.
so it can always
Here,
get worse, I
take
guess.
this.
Yeah, that's...
So, the Viper
I don't
is Atlas state-of-the-art
understand
remote
why they're
hacking.
making that. It's going to be
We'll use that baby
CG, so
to
at least
steal a
there's that's going to be
Malawan
fully
shuttle.
animated.
You in?
But
Already doing it in my mind.
I'm okay with Chris
I'm a
Pratt.
star spoil.
I'm okay with Chris Pratt.
Story.
Focus! Just
I mean, he's a
find
little bit of a
yourself
shitbag in
Malawan
real life,
shuttle
but
and pop in a Viper drive. I will do the rest.
it's one. It's not like I'm going to go and see it in the movie theater.
Just gotta get in somewhere you're not wanted.
I'll wait.
Yes, we're in. Reese comes through. High fives? Anybody? Okay. Hey, let me know when you're there.
You'll want to think twice next time. Got more where that came
That's
from.
why, because the bullets arc down. That's fucking weird.
This is my turf, you Malawan dickheads! Ha ha! You suck my smoking barrel, you wankers! I'll bite your ears off and
I'm okay with Chris Pratt. If I ever make a movie where I need somebody to play me, I think I would get Chris Pratt.
That's the last of them. We're safe for now.
Plus, that's a good-looking dude. Like, let's be
Who's that?
honest. He'd have to put on some weight, though. He couldn't be that buff for my movie.
But you seem, good.
If that toothbrush-haired wanker wants to help me, he can send over some pallets of food and water for the civilians we've got in here. I've got my bullets for backup. You staring at something, mate?
No, I wasn't. I'm Zero. I'll go tell Reese.
I mean, I didn't see the Sonic movie, but it's possible that they can make a good movie. And it can't be as bad as the old Mario Brothers movie. That thing was barely qualified as Mario Brothers, let's be honest. I mean, I enjoyed it because it's so bad, but...
Here, boyo. Nice view.
Well, that actually worked. I mean, of course that worked. and no death spheres in sight.
Death spheres, eh?
Never mind. According to Zero's intel, your vault key fragment is powering the laser. We just gotta find the control room. Head to the main gate. No death spheres.
Now get out of here. That ammo won't shoot itself. I used to have one just like that.
Let's hold on to that.
No questions asked. Support local business. Sell to market. You will be back.
Interesting redesign for the Goombas. I know, right? So, I mean, essentially what that problem was the people making it had absolutely no idea what the fuck Mario was. Right? None whatsoever. They were not familiar at all, and they decided to make a weird script for it, for lack of a better description. I think, personally, it's a bit of a masterpiece. Because it is so crazy out there. If it was not called a Mario Brothers movie, it might be a little more well received at this point. Well, what the hell was the point of coming down here? There's nothing down here yet, I guess. So, Yeah, if it had been called something else, or not trying to take itself as seriously, I think it would have been, could have been phenomenal. Where the hell am I going? Okay, this is the right way. Oh, okay, that's why that's down there.
Begging for a burial. A new chapter in me saga.
Yeah, I don't even know how the hell I got a headshot out of that. Yeah, overall, it's not a bad movie. It's just not what it should have been, for lack of a better description. One thing I have known where it was revealed the meteor knocked the dinosaurs in a separate dimension instead of killing them. Really? There's another thing that does that? That's funny. Yeah, that is funny. I hadn't seen that as a thing before. Or ever again. Although it makes sense that it would be a thing.
After I found the vault, all that fame went to my head. At first I was handing out free pickles to orphans left and right. But soon I was building myself houses and yachts out of Mercuvian ham. Also, I lost a buttload of cash betting at the ranch track. Pretty soon I was broke. They repossessed my ham yacht. Meanwhile, Atlas was exploring the neighboring asteroids, hoping to strike it rich. That's why I took the Skywell gig. Boy, was that a mistake.
Bob, hello over on YouTube. How you doing? Can I help with money and guns? I cannot. I am new to the game. I don't have enough money or guns myself. But thank you for dropping by. Oh, the Japanese show. Oh yeah, the Super Sentai show in Japan. Yeah. Those were great. I want to get my hands on. There was much earlier.
You take care of them. I will make sure they can't call for backup.
There was an attempt to bring the Power Rangers over to the US, and they redubbed it, but they made it like an adult entertainment show. Apparently it's nuts. It failed horribly, but I'm like, I want to see that. I mean, that show's kind of nuts anyway, really.
for you, and bullets for you. Everybody gets bullets!
Nice murdering! I'll find you a way in. Pop a Viper drive into that console so I can hack security and locate the fragment. Viper drive. When your hacking skills need some fight.
Yeah, all those old Japanese shows are nuts.
Fragment's not far. I'm gonna open that gate. There's reinforcements on the other side, so find some cover and ambush them. Here they come. Enter the base and pop a Viper drive into the security console. Then I will hack in, locate the laser control room.
That was all me.
Damn, you kill real good. Real good.
You kill real good. Oh, Reese. You know just what to say to a guy to make him feel special.
The main elevator leads right down to the laser.
I'm really hoping to finish up
So
this
fast, Kanagawa won't know what hit him.
mission before
Now call the elevator.
having to
It'll
stop.
take you right down to the laser.
So they're going to use Dino Hatton in the new movie? Probably not. That would be hilarious though if they just did like a sequel.
I'm in. Bypassing security protocols now.
That would be amazeballs if they did a sequel. They at least should have got John Leguizamo back to be Luigi.
Reese, is that you? Welcome. So once we make your unconditional surrender nice and official, you and I are gonna partay on the Zanara. That's my pleasure. Security, kill the Vault Hunter.
And I do love the fact that they had a Hispanic guy playing an Italian plumber.
Better leave before you get hurt. Do some work, Joe.
Oh shit. Well, this is not going well at the moment.
Wait a sec. Reese, why are there Vault Hunters here? Tell me you weren't trying to take out my laser. It's my favorite laser, Reese. Oh, hey! Yeah, see the whole laser thing. Well, it's just making it hard for my employees to work down here. He's really starting to kill morale. And who cares about them? I'm doing this for us, the people who matter, the executives. But you're ruining it, Reese. You're ruining it by trying to defend yourself. Security! Kill the freaking Vault Hunter! Hold him off! I can fix this.
86 those pricks!
They lead straight into the maintenance area.
What the hell? Yeah, some spy stuff. I'm like, what happened to my shield? I lost my little drone dude that's been helping me out.
Alright, head through maintenance. I might have found a way into the laser control room. Oh, Reese. I know your stupid vault hunters are skulking about. Better sign those surrender papers, buddy. Otherwise...
Target located. Laser fire in 3, 2, 1.
No! That was my favorite bagel place! Katagawa, you monster! Booyah! And that's only half power. If you don't surrender soon, Reese, I'm gonna slice you in half. Stupid Katagawa. I totally could have held him off. And then he allied with the stupid children of the vault. Those cultists have been working themselves to death. I can't compete with free labor.
I wasn't sure we were gonna make that jump. Go me. Parkour master, clearly. You know, I'm still waiting on like a Fallout movie or something, because I feel like that could actually be pretty damn good if they did it right. Again, you don't have to use a game from the story. Just put it in that world.
Yo, CLB, bring me a Vault Hunter head. I'm gonna hollow it out and use it for a koozie while I'm partying on the Zanara.
Oh my god.
What are you inept-apes doing? Kill the Vault Hunter.
You gotta offer something my family actually wants, Katagawa. Kill the vault thief and you'll earn a place right next to me when we open the Great Vault.
The grave is your reward!
Oh shit, really? hell did that guy come from? Well, and we got the Halo coming out too. Yeah, that new Halo show is going to be out. Hopefully that's good. Yeah, I think with games you get, as in movies, it's harder to translate the story because you only have a certain amount of time to do so much, right? Whereas with The Witcher, they have a whole lot of time to get that story out, so...
Riverland. Anything but lazy Riverland.
Late firing in 3 bananas, 2 bananas, 1 banana.
Yeah, but still, you know, it's the same concept. You can fit so much more in a series. Alright, so I'm actually going to have to call it here, because I have to get ready for work. So, thank you for hanging out. Ben, it's good to see you as always. Anybody else, thank you for tuning in. Don't forget to like, follow, subscribe, do whatever you need to do to get notified we're live. Come back and hang out with us again next time. And until then, be kind to yourselves and each other. And as always, stay nerdy. Take it easy, guys.